We should be vaccinated because then we can protect ourselves, our children, our families and friends, and our neighbors and communities. My grandmother and my parents were war refugees. Before the war, they lived in Laos, where there was no access to medicine, hospitals, and vaccines. They ended up in a Thailand refugee camp. My cousin and a friend of mine, they were little children. They contracted polio. Fortunately, they survived. However, because of the after effects of polio, they both walk with a limp because polio affects the nerves and then the muscles don't develop. I was born and raised in the United States, so I didn't really think too much of everything that had happened before. And then in 2020, we had the COVID pandemic. In March of 2020, my daughter was actually born. It was a very scary time as new parents, especially on the day my daughter was delivered. We worry about our daughter's future, and we want to keep her healthy and safe, and vaccines are one way to ensure that.
Vaccines help to jumpstart our body's immune system so that we have a head start if we were to get exposed to something that could be otherwise dangerous.
The medical benefits of vaccinations are so far and wide and important. They're probably the most important medical breakthrough maybe ever.
We not only see that people don't get as sick if they were to contract a disease, but they're less likely to get that disease in the first place. And they're also less likely to spread diseases to other people if they get vaccinations.
There is no long-term data that almost any vaccine causes any long-term adverse effects. The effects they do cause are protection against disease.
I've always been getting my vaccinations, but my dad ended up getting COVID and he sadly passed due to that with no underlying health complications that we knew about. So as soon as the COVID vaccine came out, we were all right on top of it. You don't expect to lose a parent at 21. You know, you're thinking 40, 50, 60, not before you graduate college, before you even get married, before they can walk you down the aisle and do the father-daughter dance. I myself hate needles. I mean, I really strongly dislike them. I went in, I sat down expecting it to be like a shot, and I felt nothing. I turned to the nurse and I was like, that was the easiest shot I have ever gotten. You think about not just the past that you had, but the future that you don't get to have. Getting that vaccination was really important, and just trying to live my best in like the way that I think he would be proud of is just kind of how I go day to day.
Ask your medical provider what vaccines may help you. This message brought to you by Upland Hills Health.